Lakers NBA trade deadline special. This is a very exciting day already. The trades are flying in. We are going to be live for the next hour and a half or so as the trade deadline is just about 74 minutes away as we speak. My name is Noah Camrus. I'm joined by Noel Sanchez. He always brings the noise. Noise by Noel. Make sure to follow him on every single social. And I'm going to read this tweet that I just read from Chris Haynes because he just said, the probable path for Los Angeles Lakers is standing pat at trade deadline with potential to acquire another star player in the offseason when armed with 3 first-round picks. Let's start right there. We're going to jump right in, Noel. What do you think about that? He said probable path is the Lakers stand pat and wait till the offseason. I mean, that's breaking news right now. What do you think about that?
I mean, 100% no. I think when you look at the Lakers, they're in a very, very similar situation as the Golden State Warriors where, yeah, there's guys on the trade market. There's a DeJounte Murray. There's, other names like Dorian Finney-Smith. There's role players out there that can help this Lakers team hopefully get back in the mix, get out of that play-in range, get back into the actual playoff spots, and actually compete, maybe see a turnaround of last season where they were able to make it to the Western Conference Finals. But you also look at what's going to be going on in the summertime. Names like Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young. There's all kinds of superstars that could want out. We've seen this player empowerment era where so many guys want to get out of their big contracts and go to a big market like Los Angeles. So, yes, you have LeBron James, who's 39 years old. You don't want to waste another season. But if you trade the assets you do have right now for DeJounte Murray, and he ends up not being that much of an upgrade over D'Angelo Russell or an upgrade at all, then was it really worth it to trade those assets? So I definitely do see what Chris Haynes is seeing here. I think this is something that the Lakers have to be very, very careful about because we've seen them part ways with very, very valuable pieces in the past. A KCP, a Kyle Kuzma. They let Alex Caruso walk. They've traded away picks in that Westbrook trade. So, yeah, I think that they're learning their lesson. And, I mean, if they stand pat, it won't be the best for business for us, because we're over here. Shout out All Lakers. Make sure you guys go check out alllakers.com, partnering with Sports Illustrated. They're keeping you guys covered with all the latest articles, all the latest news while we're over here on our live stream. But, yeah, if they do stand pat, Noah, I think that they have the pieces to still be very competitive in this Western Conference. But I think a lot of fans do want to see a move made. I mean, what's your reaction to that news that we just got from Mr. Chris Haynes right now?
So really quickly, see Craig Osterberg in the stream. What is up, Craig? Guys, make sure you comment in the stream some predictions for the trade deadline. What are your guys' thoughts on the news that we just got from Chris Haynes? Now, again, that's not like for sure. He just says the quote probable path is the Lakers might stand pat. Now, it doesn't mean they're standing pat. We still have plenty of time. We have over an hour till the trade deadline. But yeah, my thoughts on that are kind of what you said. I mean, the Lakers aren't going to force a trade. No trade is better than a bad trade. And you don't want to give up all these valuable assets for no reason and then regret it later. And obviously they went big last trade deadline. Yeah. In the offseason, they have multiple first round picks that are going to be tradable. So, maybe it does make some sense to wait and then load up for a star. I mean, LeBron's turning 40. AD's not getting any younger. Maybe it's time to go all in the offseason. But that, again, does not mean they're not making a trade. Now, I'm going to go back to what I was going to say before. We've had a lot of trades that have gone down. Starting from yesterday. I'm going to quickly go through some of these. I want to get your reaction in the comments. I want your guys' reaction on these moves. There are a lot of teams that are making a lot of moves. Small one to start was the Jazz trade. You're going to have to tell me on the name. Is it Simone Fontecchio? You think I got that one right?
Yes.
So he was to the Pistons for Kevin Knox, Gabriel Procida, and a second-round pick. All right, so that's just kind of a baseline trade. Then we got Pistons trading Monte Morris to the Wizards for Shake Milton, former Laker Troy Brown Jr., and a second-round pick. 2 non-contenders making a move. Then we got our first big trade, and that was the Grizzlies trading Xavier Tillman to the Celtics for Lamar Stevens and 2 second-round picks. Quick thoughts on that one?
I mean, just the Celtics loading up even more. They already have a really deep team. I think this is their best roster since you had Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward, but injuries obviously decimated that team. But in this Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown era where those two have been the guys on that squad, you had an Xavier Tillman who, I mean, we saw him last year in the playoffs. We saw what he was able to do for a Grizzlies team that was contending last season. And when you have Kristaps Porzingis, who's playing some of the best basketball of his career right now, who suffers from injuries, who's not always able to handle the load, I think that's a huge, huge pickup, especially in the postseason when you do have to face a Joel Embiid. You're going to have to face a Pascal Siakam, Giannis and the Bucks, and Brook Lopez. So I think that's huge for Boston. I mean, man, it's like you look at these other contenders getting these players for these pieces, and it's like, man, the Lakers, it always feels like there's a tax. The Clippers, we've seen that multiple times too, where they land a number of really good role players. So, I mean, from a basketball standpoint, shout out Boston for being able to pull that in. But from a Lakers channel standpoint, I do not like that. If we eventually do make a big, big run this season and see Boston in the finals for another historic matchup, I mean, that's huge right there, Noah.
Yep. Really quickly, Craig Osterberg in the stream says Lakers will stand pat, go for buyout. Craig, who do you want to see the Lakers get on the potential buyout market? Obviously, we don't know who's going to be there yet, but Craig, I'd love to know your thoughts. And we got Tay Breezy 824 in the stream said Kobe. Yes, today is a special day for Kobe. Noel and I will be going down to the Crypto.com arena right after this live stream ends to get all the great footage from that Kobe statue reveal. So make sure to stay tuned on the All Lakers YouTube channel and alllakers.com. And by the way, while you guys are here, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button to the channel. We got a lot of great content coming, a lot of post-trade deadline stuff that are going to be happening. Really quickly, Killian Hayes was just waived, released, the former number 7 overall pick by the Pistons. I guess they couldn't find a trading partner. Very quick thoughts on that.
I mean, on NBA Twitter, people love to make fun of Killian Hayes. I mean, they make fun of his efficiency, his inability to go right. But at the end of the day, he's still a former lottery pick. I think, we see all kinds of teams like the Miami Heat, even the Los Angeles Lakers, these former lottery picks go to these teams. And, you just need to be in the right development system. The Detroit Pistons have been competitive for quite some time. They have a number of guards on their team like Cade Cunningham, my guy, Asar Thompson. You also have Jaden Ivey, who's been struggling to get minutes and stay consistent. So it's probably best for both sides that they are moving on. And I mean, you never know. Maybe the Lakers or another contender could look to grab a Killian Hayes, see his services, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do next. I definitely do not think he's out of the NBA.
No.
I don't think that GMs are on NBA Twitter and thinking like, damn, he's being made fun of. He's not going to be part of the team no more. But yeah, I also saw that Harry Giles III also got waived by Brooklyn. That one hurts me too, just because, I mean, that dude was a beast in high school. He went to Duke. With Jason Tatum. He was supposed to be the number 1 option on the team. Unfortunately, multiple ACL tears have streamlined and dropped his career down to where it is now, but hopefully he still gets a shot, whether it's in the G League or someone else.
Yeah, we'll see what he can do. Okay, let's keep going down the line of trades that have happened. Those 3 were yesterday. Today, first big trade of the day. This one going to hit some Lakers fans hard.
Yep.
Buddy Hield was traded from the Pacers, not to the Lakers, to the 76ers for Marcus Morris, Furkan Korkmaz, and 3 second-round picks. Now, I know you were like, whoa, Buddy went for that, and then you saw what he was doing this year.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that move that went down?
So the thing with Buddy Hield, he's always been known as the sharpshooter. He makes a pretty good amount of money for his services, and he was on an Indiana Pacers team where you see what Tyrese Halliburton is doing this year, how he's running this offense. And essentially, Tyrese is literally either scoring the ball or he's getting an assist, and he's not turning the ball over. So I think anybody with Buddy Hield's skill set would love to play for him. If I were him, I would not want to be living in Indiana anytime soon. But I mean, it looks like Buddy Hield has taken a major hit this season. He's averaging the least amount of points since his rookie season, averaging just 12 points in just 25 minutes per game, shooting 38% from 3, which is still very solid, but that defense has taken a hit. Obviously, Tyrese Halliburton is doing so much on the ball, handling the ball on offense that you don't want him doing too much on defense. But Buddy Hield hasn't really been able to step up this season. And you look at all the other guys on that team that have been able to step up. Obviously, they had Bruce Brown that just came in. You have Benedict Mathurin, who is a dog. You have Obi Toppin, who is also in there as well, putting in work. So, I mean, there's a lot of mouths to feed on that Indiana Pacers team. And then you made that trade for Pascal Siakam. So, I mean, I just think they needed to get someone out of there, put him in a better spot. And now you got Buddy Hield heading over to Philly. He's going to be playing with the guy Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris. That's a team out there in Philly that is going to need a lot of scoring with Joel Embiid out right now. So, yeah, as a Laker fan, I think, we were hoping that we were going to get Buddy Hield multiple times.
Forever.
There was that Miles Turner literally went on record saying, I think the Lakers should trade for me. I've never seen someone do that. Yeah. So, unfortunately, Buddy Hield, it looks like that ship has long sailed with him coming to the Lakers. But, I mean, I'm excited to see what he's going to do in Philly. And if the Lakers end up seeing them in the playoffs, we gonna need Vando back to get on that, because that dude, he was playing as the next Curry back when he was in college.
Now I want to ask you about the 76ers before I keep going down the line here. So that was the first trade they made. Then they trade Daniel House and a 2nd-round pick to the Pistons, so clear some salary, clear a roster spot. Then they trade Patrick Beverley to the Bucks for Cam Payne and a 2nd-round pick. So that's 3 trades from the 76ers. We still have over an hour. I know you kind of have some, I don't know if it's a bold take, but you have an interesting prediction on what Philly might be cooking. Again, Embiid is out right now, but they're still a great team. Tyrese Maxey has taken that jump. So what do you think the Sixers are cooking? I think we have an hour before in the next hour. You think the Sixers cook something big?
Okay. So the thing with Philly in the postseason has always been that Joel Embiid can only do so much as a big man. Unfortunately, that's just state of the NBA. These big men are taking over. They're able to handle the ball. They're able to shoot. But you need that perimeter guy who is going to be able to go get you a bucket in clutch time, who's going to be able to get you out of those cold spells. Tyrese Maxey, amazing. First-time All-Star. He's improved every single season. He's taken over since James Harden left. But you still need that veteran scorer, someone who's been in the league for some time, who isn't scared of the big moment, can hit those shots from all 3 levels. I think that Philly's going to be making a move for DeMar DeRozan. Big DeMar, LA native, someone that the Lakers have had chances to get in the past, but have never been able to follow through with it. But when you look at the cap space situation, Philly was able to get off the books from James Harden. They also traded away Marcus Morris. They traded away Rocco, I believe, in the deal, right? So, yeah, those are some guys that they're going to have money to spend now. And DeRozan is on an expiring deal. He's going to need to be extended this summer. And I think Philly might be preparing for something like that. I think that would be great because you have a good mix of veteran guys who have experience in the league. And then you have Tyrese Maxey, who is only going to continue soaking in this knowledge. So that's my hot take for the Philly and Chicago Bulls business right there.
I love it. Now, will it happen? Who knows? We have an hour, but it does definitely look like there is a little bit cooking now in Philly. Okay, let's keep going down the line here. And again, if you're just tuning in, Chris Haynes did say about an hour or so ago, no, sorry, not about 5-10 minutes ago, that the Lakers are not expected to make any moves prior to the trade deadline as they're focusing on the summer, the offseason. That does not mean a move will not be made.
Hey, real quick, we got to shout out my guy James over in the chat. He said Lakers need a quick plane and bring back the White Mamba on Kobe Day. Bring back Caruso. I would love to see that, Noah. I know that that's something the Lakers have actually had their eyes on for the past couple months. I think it is a little embarrassing on the front office because you let him walk. You didn't want to pay him. LeBron James made it very, very clear how close they were and how important he was to that championship caliber team. But, I mean, what do you think about that? I know Caruso's value is pretty high right now.
Yeah. I mean, again, if the Lakers are going to be saving up their first round picks for an offseason move, they're not going to be able to get Caruso right now because that'll take at least a first. That'll take, some young pieces. Would it be awesome? Of course. I mean, Alex Caruso, everyone thinks about that 2020 team. I mean, him and LeBron were just that chemistry together. Those two together, they would have had the best rating of anyone on the court together. So they were played so well together. That was the big loss that the Lakers needed to bring back. They didn't pay him. They didn't bring him back. Would it be awesome to see him? Yes. Is his value too high? I also think yes. If the Lakers are loading up for a star this offseason, they're not going to be able to get Caruso right now, but man, that would be fun. Memphis is expected to acquire Yuta Watanabe from the Suns as part of this 3-team trade. All right, not too big of a deal, but that's just something that Shams just tweeted. Just want to get that out. Let's keep going down some of the trades that have happened. We'd love your reaction in the comments on any of these trades that we're talking about right now. As we're waiting for more, we're going to be breaking down every trade as they come in. And we're going to have a lot of fun for the next hour or so.
Send the stream to all your friends, all your family members, anybody that wants to keep up with the trade deadline, with anything going on with Lakers basketball. Like Noah said, we have 1 hour left. We're going to be kicking you here the whole time. Shout out Gary on the producer table over there. I know Gary wants to see the Lakers make some moves. I mean, I think he wants to see them trade Anthony Davis. That's Gary's hot take. I know Ava over there is a Golden State Warriors fan. She just started with us. Shout out Ava. So, yeah, come hang out with us, guys. It's going to be really, really fun this next hour. And, I mean, Noah, one big question I have for you, bro. We got the Mamba jerseys coming back today with Kobe Bryant getting his statue unveiled. And the big debate on Twitter is whether or not D'Angelo Russell was going to be rocking those Mamba jerseys. He had that kind of weird procedure yesterday. Darvin Ham talked a little bit about it, saying that he was the only guy that didn't participate in their workout. So what are your thoughts? I know that's the big question right now. We haven't really talked about it too much, but that's 1 hour left. I think it's only right. What are your thoughts on D'Lo, my man?
Well, I want to get your guys' thoughts in the stream too. So let me know about D'Lo. What do you think about this guy? Is he going to be a Laker in an hour from now? Is he going to be wearing those Mamba jerseys tonight? What do I think? I think D'Lo has been playing so well over the last 11 games. He's averaging over 23 points and 6 assists per game. He's shooting the lights out of the ball. So at this point, is he playing too well to warrant a trade? I don't know. His contract is so tradable, and the Lakers signed that contract this offseason, keeping in mind the fact that they'd be able to trade him at the deadline, and he'd be a very valuable trade asset. Now we're at the trade deadline. He's playing really well. If they find that deal, I mean, DeJounte Murray, is he there? Can they get DeJounte Murray without trading Austin Reaves? That's kind of the question. That's been the question for the last couple of weeks now. If they can trade D'Lo and more without giving up Austin Reaves and getting DeJounte Murray would be a great fit in that Lakers backcourt. I think it makes a ton of sense. But at the same time, like Chris Haynes said, the Lakers are gearing up for a superstar run this offseason. If they trade a D'Lo and some picks right now, that won't happen. So that's what they're navigating right now. Do I want D'Lo on the Lakers after this trade deadline? No, if that means they can get someone like DeJounte. Do I think D'Lo's on the Lakers after this trade deadline? Yes, I do. What about you, Noah?
Interesting. Yeah. So I've seen a lot of people talk about this, and the best way I could put it that I've seen a lot of Laker fans say is in my heart, I do want D'Lo to stay with us. In my heart, being a Laker fan, seeing D'Lo get drafted number 2 by us, seeing him kind of go through the full reigns, get traded from Brooklyn Nets to the Golden State Warriors to the Timberwolves, and him openly outright admitting that he's never been able to get comfortable and find a home in the NBA because he feels like he's always on the trading block. I do want the Lakers to hold on to him, to trust that he's going to be able to bounce back in this postseason, but it just sucks because the sour taste that so many Laker fans have after that Western Conference Finals against the Denver Nuggets, despite what he did against the Golden State Warriors and the Memphis Grizzlies, I do think that the Lakers are going to be heavily shopping him. But like you said, Noah, ever since he got inserted back in that starting lineup, 24 points, 6 assists, 46% from deep on 9 attempts per game. I think he's been as close to an all-star as you can be next to AD and LeBron James. And he's a seamless fit on the offensive side when he gets going. But in the end, it's that defensive side that it really does it for me. When you have Austin Reaves and D'Angelo Russell starting as your backcourt, that is food for a lot of teams. I mean, you look at the Western Conference Finals. You look at the Western Conference and in the playoffs, you're going to have to eventually face an SGA, an Anthony Edwards, a Jamal Murray, a James Harden. I mean, we don't know what Vando is going to be looking like. He's already sustained multiple injuries this year. He's currently set to miss another month. Same thing with Gabe Vincent. Gabe Vincent was supposed to be the guy that when D'Lo wasn't able to stay on the court, Gabe Vincent was going to get in there and bother the other team's best guards. I mean, he's played like I don't know how many games this season.
I don't know.
Yeah, and when he did, he was shooting 13% from three. So it's right now. There's a lot of players that do one good thing on the Lakers, but can't do another good thing on the other side. So that's the big problem. So I think the Lakers are still going to be taking phone calls up until 11:59 a.m. And, I think it's going to come down to the wire. I think D'Lo is definitely going to be checking his phone every single minute.
We got a question here from Brian Gomez. Now, I know you were just talking about defense. This is not going to be the defense that you're looking for. But Brian Gomez asked, would love to see Ice Trae, that's Trae Young, play with AD and Bron. Could we make that trade?
So that couldn't happen until the summer, I think, when we actually get that first-round pick available. I think a Trae Young and Anthony Davis pick and roll would feed families. Truthfully, I think that'd be so fun. Trae Young would find Anthony Davis better than any point guard AD has ever played with, other than maybe Rondo. So that would be amazing. And you know what? I think Brian said that, right?
Brian Gomez, yep.
I think you make a great point. I think that it would be a really good duo. But I would want to see that only if LeBron James moved on from the Lakers after this season. I know it's a bit of a hot take. I know everybody wants to see LeBron stay with us as long as possible. But when you take into effect that LeBron is going to be making $55 million next year, and Anthony Davis is in that $40 million range, I believe Trae Young is also near that $50 million range. Even though those three are a really good fit on the offensive side, you're going to be in a similar situation in terms of finance and books that you were with Russell Westbrook, where Lakers couldn't really make any other upgrades. And you had a lot of vet minimum guys and older players that are just looking to ring chase. So I would love to see that Trae Young to the Los Angeles Lakers deal, only if LeBron James isn't with us no more. Little hot take right there.
Love that. Okay, I got a few more comments. We got Victor Linares checking in. He said, what's up from Guatemala City? Go Lakers. Victor.
What up, Victor?
Hopefully you're enjoying the trade deadline in Guatemala City. I'd love to know your predictions, your thoughts on the trade deadline. We got Buddy Ricardo Sandoval in the stream. He says, Buddy. No trade is better than a bad trade, Buddy. That is a very, very good point. And Jason Young said, just put the Kobe statue in the lane. Kobe statue, 4 hours from now, Kobe statue. Noel and I will be there. We'll be getting the footage. So stay tuned on the All Lakers YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. We have a lot of great content coming, and go to alllakers.com.
Yes, sir.
We're going to have stuff there too. Ricardo Buddy in the stream again said, there's no realistic trade the Lakers could make this trade line to make them title contenders.
Man,
do you agree with that take?
Hey, he said, love y'all boys too. Hey, love you too over there, buddy. And me and Buddy, we were actually on the All Lakers podcast just the other day. We were talking about this. Our guy, Alex Kirschenbaum, lead editor over on All Lakers Sports Illustrated, he asked us, is there any trade that you think will make the Lakers a contender? And to answer that, I did give him a couple of different scenarios. My first one was, now it's not going to happen because Royce O'Neal got dealt to the Phoenix Suns. That was a huge blow for me because I really wanted him. But I was looking at that package where the Nets were willing to offer Dorian Finney-Smith and Royce O'Neal in the same package to the Lakers. I know Shams, Jovan Buha, a couple other respected reporters had talked about that. And I just think that those two would have been really, really good because Dorian Finney-Smith, he can guard the 1 through 4 positions. He can shoot the 3 ball at a high level. And when you look at historically, LeBron James teams that have made it to the finals, have won the championships, he's been surrounded by 3-and-D players. So I think Dorian Finney-Smith would have been the perfect version of that. And Royce O'Neal, he's not on Dorian Finney-Smith's level, but he's like that 6 or 7 man that you really want to get in the bench and bother scorers that are hot and also just be able to space the floor. So that was my first package. My other package would be, I talked about DeMar DeRozan a little bit earlier. Obviously, Zach LaVine is out for the season. No chance he gets traded to the Lakers now. But I think if there was a world where maybe you had to part ways with an Austin Reaves and Rui Hachimura and maybe Jalen Hood-Schifino and a first-round pick, and you were able to bring in a DeMar DeRozan or an Alex Caruso, I think that would have really helped us. And that still very much could happen. It looks like the Lakers definitely do not want to trade Austin Reaves. So I don't know if the Chicago Bulls are willing to play ball for D'Angelo Russell. But I think, like we talked about earlier, Alex Caruso would be an amazing fit once again on this team. And I think DeMar DeRozan would also bring a lot. How about, is there any trade?
Really quick,
you go ahead.
Tweet here from Dave McMenamin about 5 minutes ago. He said, with 1 hour to go until the trade deadline, I'm hearing there's been nothing close to a deal for the Lakers so far this morning. Ooh. So we got Chris Haynes at 15 minutes ago. We got Dave McMenamin about 5 minutes ago, pretty much saying the Lakers are looking like they're going to stand pat. Which, do you think that's the right decision? Do you think that means they're I mean, can this Lakers team contend with the likes of the Clippers, the Nuggets, the Thunder, the Timberwolves? What do you think?
So the thing about the Western Conference right now is we're seeing these players rise. We're seeing Anthony Edwards and SGA kind of solidify themselves as the two cornerstones of the Western Conference for years to come. You see the Denver Nuggets still very much a contender. I think once you get to the playoffs, you're going to see that version of Nikola Jokic that dominated last year. He's taking a little break right now. Jamal Murray, I've been seeing people call him a good team merchant because he seems to really only step it up when he plays against the good teams. And rightfully so. You know, he's suffered many injuries. He probably doesn't want to go too hard in the regular season. So I think the Nuggets are scary. The Clippers, I'm someone that has been telling you guys that I think that they're legit.
Yeah, I've been.
But they still have a lot to prove. But I still think the Western Conference is very much open. I don't think there's that one team like the Nuggets last year where you're like, all right, yeah, they're going to run through everybody. Nuggets are still solid, but they haven't shown me as much as they did last season. So to answer your question, Noah, I think if we make at least a marginal upgrade, I think if we add a 3-and-D wing like a Dorian Finney-Smith, I think if we find someone on the buyout market that is available, that can space the floor, that can defend, that can help LeBron James and Anthony Davis, I do think that there is a shot that we're able to get through the Western Conference and we're able to hopefully make some noise. I'm not saying that we're going to go out right and win the title because, I mean, when you're sitting in the play-in tournament range at this time, it's super hard to make a turnaround, especially 2 years in a row.
Yeah, I mean.
So, and then I think, like you said, the reason the Lakers want to stand pat is because they want to get that draft compensation this summer. But you also take a look at other teams that are going to have much more assets than the Lakers. The Nets have 8 tradable first-round picks. The Knicks have 9. The Jazz and Spurs have 10 each, plus swaps for multiple teams. Shout out my guy Sam Quinn for dropping all this right here. The Thunder had 12 coming into today. So the 3 first-round picks the Lakers are going to have in the summer, is that really going to play ball?
Nothing. I mean, that's nothing. I mean, yeah, I mean, that 2029 first-round pick, you know, LeBron's going to be long gone by then. AD going to be at the end of his career potentially gone. So, yeah, maybe there's a ton of value in that. But, yeah, like you said, there are so many more first-round picks to go around. They're not the Lakers. And people don't like trading with the Lakers anyway. There's always that Laker tax. There's always that we need more from the Lakers. And there's definitely a lot of teams that have a lot more assets. Let's go through a few more of these trades right now as we kind of wait for more stuff to drop. The Jazz traded Ochai Agbaji and Kelly Olynyk to the Raptors for Kira Lewis, Otto Porter Jr., and a first-round pick. Kind of a random trade that I don't really know where the Raptors are in right now. I mean, they're kind of buying in that trade. They were selling in the OG and Anunoby trade, but they have been doing well with RJ Barrett and Emmanuel quickly. So that was one. Another big one. This is someone that a lot of Laker fans wanted. The Hornets traded Gordon Hayward to the Thunder. First time in a while, the Thunder are the buying side of things. For Davis Bertans, Trey Mann, Vasilij Micic, and draft compensation. What are your thoughts on that trade really quick? I mean, the Thunder, I know they're your team. You love the Thunder.
I do.
And now they're adding Gordon Hayward. What do you think?
So the Gordon Hayward move, it's pretty interesting because I'm not too sure what the move is here. Obviously, the Thunder, they're looking to solidify themselves in the Western Conference. They want to get up in as high as they could, get that home court advantage because, I mean, OKC, Chesapeake Arena, that thing is rocking. They're still at Chesapeake Arena. I don't know. They still play there, right? Like from back in the day from the KD Arena.
Right,
I'm going to fact check that real quick while I talk. But yeah, so I think the Thunder, they've been great. They have a lot of young players. They have J-Dub, who is one of the most efficient scorers in the NBA right now, especially in the fourth quarter. Chet Holmgren, he's right up there with Victor Wembanyama to win that Rookie of the Year race, and he's very, very dominant on both ends. And then you have all their other role players, but at the end of the day, you still need veterans on your team. They barely have any veterans, and when it comes to playing a team like the Clippers, like the Warriors, like the Lakers, in the postseason, you need someone who has been there before. Gordon Hayward hasn't been contending or even really competing in the past couple years with Charlotte, but he was the man back in Utah. He came into a Boston Celtics situation where he had to work his way back from injury, and then he had to coexist alongside of Kyrie Irving and Jason Tatum. So he's played with so many different players down the line. I still think he still brings value to a squad. He can still shoot the ball at a pretty efficient level. He's nowhere near the athletic slasher that he was with Utah, but I still think that's a really, really nice pickup from OKC, and hopefully he's able to mentor these guys and, hopefully do a lot better than he did in Charlotte, because I didn't like seeing him in Charlotte.
Got a couple comments here. Ricardo Buddy Sandoval on the stream said, I think it's called Paycom Arena now.
Really?
So
interesting. Hey, shout out Buddy, my buddy.
Shout out Buddy, always looking out. And then Jonathan Castillo, this is the big one. He said LeBron James leaving the Lakers to go to the New York Knicks.
That's the one right there.
Is that the one?
That's the one right there.
Is that the one that we want?
Right,
is that the one we're looking
for? Check it real quick.
Let's hear it.
So LeBron James is a very good friend and agent, Rich Paul. He just kind of smoothed things over with Leon Rose, who was LeBron's old agent. They hadn't talked in 13 years. No, can you believe that? 13 years. You know how petty it gets in the sports business. But I think that's a huge reason why you saw LeBron James wearing that Knicks towel. You saw him rocking the orange and blue kicks. He's putting pressure on the front office. And I do think if there's one team that if LeBron decides to leave the Lakers, and it's not to join Bronny, just to go for his own career, I think it's New York. Because when you really think about it, let's say he wins a title with New York. He teams up with Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, and the rest of whoever else they're able to land. He has a title in Cleveland, his hometown. He brought a title to Miami, South Beach, after he promised so many rings. Yep. He came to LA, the first title since Kobe Bryant was here. And then you go to New York, first ring since the 1970s. I mean, even Michael Jordan fans are going to have a hard time denying his greatness then. So, yeah, I do think there's a world where maybe he does leave for the only other super huge market in United States. What do you think about that, Noah?
The Knicks are looking really good right now. I mean, Jalen Brunson is looking like a superstar. Yep. They trade for OG Anunoby today. They get Bojan Bogdanovic. They get Alec Burks back. I mean, they are building a contender, a squad, a real threat in the East. The Lakers did just go beat that team, by the way, as a reminder. Yep. But they are building an absolute threat. And yeah, I like your take. I like your take of, LeBron's won everywhere he said he would win. And then you go to the Mecca, the Madison Square Garden, and you go bring a ring to the Knicks, who haven't won in forever. I mean, it's fun to think about. I do think LeBron likes it in LA. I do think LeBron likes to be in LA for numerous reasons that are not just basketball related. Of course, this year when there was all that chatter of is LeBron going to request a trade? He wasn't going anywhere. First of all, I mean, for many reasons not going. One of them, Bronny plays at USC. He wants to be able to go to his games. He has that acting career. I mean, he wants to be in LA for a lot of reasons.
Yes, sir.
But I do like the thought of, it hasn't really worked out with the Lakers. I know he won the ring, but they've struggled more than they've been successful in this Lakers tenure. And yeah, to go finish your career at MSG. And I mean, yeah, if he went to MSG with the Knicks and won a title, which would be number 5 for him, which would be one behind MJ, but he did it with 4 different teams.
Yep.
And 4 huge teams. That's definitely something to think about. So Jonathan Castillo, appreciate the comment. Appreciate you bring up the conversation. Would love your thoughts on that, Jonathan. If you think it's a real possibility, more just a rumor,
keep dropping the thoughts in that. Here.
Let's keep going. A few more trades that have happened today. We talked about the Daniel House, and we talked about the Pistons. So this one, the one I just mentioned, Bojan Bogdanovic and Alec Burks to the Knicks for Quentin Grimes, Evan Fournier, Malachi Flynn, Ryan Arcidiacono, and 2 second-round picks. That's a huge trade. That is a huge trade, and the Knicks are absolutely loaded right now. Do you think they're a real threat in the East?
I mean, when you look at what Jalen Brunson has been able to do for that team ever since he arrived, taking them from one of the worst offensive teams in the league to now one of the most efficient, one of the best. And, before him, RJ Barrett and Julius Randle were their number 1 and number 2 options. Yep. And now you have OG Anunoby on the team. He's really been able to open up the floor. I think the Knicks are 12-1 over the last 13 games. Only loss coming to your Lakers.
Lakers, man.
But yeah, he's been able to really take advantage of the space. And now you're only adding more shooters, more experience on the team. And you have OG Anunoby clamping up. You have Julius Randle still doing his thing. I think he's still nursing the injury right now, I believe. So hopefully he gets healthy soon. Mitchell Robinson is going to be back soon as well. And same thing in the Eastern Conference, Noah. Nothing is really, really promised for any team right now. The Boston Celtics have a great team, like we said, but they haven't proven anything in the past. The Philadelphia 76ers haven't made a conference finals in Joel Embiid's era. The Milwaukee Bucks are seriously struggling on the defensive end. And I think since Doc Rivers joined, they're 1-4 or 1-5. So
the Cavs are making a run right now.
Cavs are making a run right now.
Now
that everybody is healthy. So, yeah, you take a look at that Eastern Conference, and I think the New York Knicks are just trying to take advantage of Jalen Brunson playing the best basketball of his career and bringing in OG Anunoby. They're going to have to extend him this offseason. Yep. So they want to show him that, hey, we're going to put you in the best position to win. And that dude's averaging 40 minutes a game. So
it's crazy.
Yeah, he's a workhorse. So shout out New York. Hopefully they're able to continue bringing in those players that can shoot. And, just overall parity in the NBA is crazy right now, especially at this trade deadline.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the West and the top 4 teams in the West right now. You got the Thunder, the Timberwolves, the Nuggets, the Clippers.
The Clippers were the first seed yesterday.
The Clippers were the first seed yesterday. And then right behind them is Phoenix and New Orleans and Sacramento and Dallas. I mean, there are so many good teams on both sides of the conference.
Real quick. Yeah. So Detroit waived Daniel House Jr.
I saw that.
What do you think about the Lakers potentially going after him? Multiple contenders are expected to pursue him, according to Shams.
Yeah, I just saw that. They were thinking about, or they were going to waive him, and there are some contenders. Yeah, I mean, Daniel House obviously has been a 3-point shooter in his career. This year, though, he was struggling a little bit. I'm pulling up the numbers. I don't want to get it wrong. He's struggling a little bit this year, shooting 30% from 3. Last year was at 33. Back in 2021, though, he's all the way up at 41.5%. Now, here's the thing. Super solid role player, kind of 3-and-D type player. But at the same time, you add Daniel House to the mix. I mean, yeah, they could use a player like that towards the back of the rotation.
Yep.
Is Daniel House going to take him to a championship?
Definitely
Obviously not. So the Lakers, if the Lakers aren't making a trade, that means they're going to be focused on the buyout market, which, great. Who are they going to get there? And, in my opinion, the Lakers are not very high up on that buyout market list of contenders that team players are going to want to go to. Yeah. So if Daniel House is drawing interest from contenders, I can't imagine it's going to be the Lakers.
I think he follows James Harden back to the Clippers.
I think that could very much be a good possibility. We got a comment in the stream from our boy, Doug McCain, DMAC _LA. He said Chet and Wemby for Rookie of the Year. The disrespect for the Camarillo High School legend Jaime Jaquez is real. Coming at you live from VIP Motors in La Brea. So that's Doug McCain. He was supposed to be on here, but he had a couple car troubles, but he's always checking in. He's always in the stream. Yes, what do you think about that? I mean, if we're going to just query quickly, give him 15 seconds about why Jaime Jaquez is not the rookie of the year.
Hey, shout out my guy, Doug McCain. We always have these random conversations over the phone, just random basketball. He loves talking basketball with me. So shout out Doug. But all right, Doug, come on. Chet and Victor Wembanyama were playing some historic basketball as rookies on both ends of the floor. Jaime has been amazing, don't get me wrong. He's a perfect fit in Miami. I think it's super unfortunate that the Lakers overlooked him and drafted Jalen Hood-Schifino instead. But Jaime, he's number 3 behind Chet and Wemby. I don't really think there's, unless he wins that dunk contest. If he wins that dunk contest,
he's gonna have. Here's the thing. I mean, you win a dunk contest. I'm like Mac McClung last year. Obviously didn't parlay into an NBA career yet, but he gets all that hype after the dunk contest. So Jaime Jaquez already having a great season. He has been over there in Miami where they kind of just do their own thing. They don't get a lot of media spotlight outside of Jimmy Butler. Yeah. But he's been great. Facts. Yes, you win the dunk contest. You get a few more eyeballs on your game. People start looking at his numbers. Oh, this guy's actually been pretty good. Yeah. He'll be up there. But
he's representing the Mexicans too. Gotta love it. I love seeing him represent.
You absolutely love what he's doing. But yeah, no, he's not he as of right now, he's not being Chet or Wemby because they're just playing historic basketball. Let's get a few more trades that have happened today. This was a weird one. We kind of looked at each other like, what was this? The Nets traded Spencer Dinwiddie and Dennis Smith Jr. to the Raptors for Dennis Schroeder and Thad Young. Like, what?
Yeah, so when I saw Spencer Dinwiddie, I think it was yesterday. So the Nets had a game. Their entire team was warming up. Spencer Dinwiddie was just standing off the side, not talking to any of his teammates. Even when they had a huddle, he wasn't talking at all. Cam Thomas had to go tell him what their coach was saying. So it was clear as day that he had checked out. I think coming back to Brooklyn where he loved playing for so long and then to see him involved in trade rumors, maybe that rubbed him the wrong way. I know he's had, a couple of instances on different teams where he hasn't really gelled with his teammates. And the Brooklyn Nets, like I told you so many times, they're like the merchant for role players. They traded a couple already today. So hopefully they're kind of trying to start a build around their guys. I personally thought they should have traded Mikal Bridges while his trade value was still super high.
Through the roof right
Houston
now.
Rockets had called in and they wanted to offer multiple picks. We're going to have to see how that ages. Maybe Mikal continues rising and he becomes that number 1 option that could also win games. But I think you have something special with Cam Thomas. You have some young players that are really promising. So we still have about over 40 minutes until deadline ends. Maybe Mikal gets moved.
Been silent for the last 25 minutes.
It really has. No, there was like boom, boom, boom. Right before we hopped on the show, there were so many trades, and now things are kind of calming down.
Things are slow. We'll see if anything picks up. But yeah, that was an interesting trade. I mean,
but old friend actually, Lonnie Walker was also involved.
Oh, he was?
I believe.
Oh, I didn't see that one. I had Spencer and Dennis Smith for Dennis Schroeder and Thaddeus Young.
Maybe might have been.
Now, Lonnie Walker, I think a lot of Laker fans would love.
No, Lonnie Walker is still.
Yeah, Lonnie Walker is still there, and he is still a potential.
The Celtics are eyeing Lonnie Walker though. That would be
Laker
horrible.
fans would not like that.
That would be horrible. Okay, but also, what do you think about Dennis? Dennis getting moved. Old friend right there.
Yeah, Dennis has been killing it. He's been playing really great basketball, and now he's going to the Nets, they're currently at 20-30, but they're only a game and a half back of that 10th playing spot behind the Hawks. So that Eastern Conference play-in is wide open, and obviously the Nets want to hang on to McCall right now. They still have DFS, so you're bringing a point guard who wants to be there in Dennis Schroeder as opposed to Spencer Dinwiddie, who does not want to be there, and maybe the Nets have enough to kind of vie for that last play-in spot. Make some noise. I mean, it's kind of. It'd be similar to vibes to, when D'Lo was back in Brooklyn and they had a lot of fun, and maybe they just needed to bring in someone else and kind of get those vibes back. But no, I'm happy for Dennis the Raptors are kind of going in the opposite direction. They traded OG. They're currently at 18-33. And you told me they need the top 6 pick if they want to keep their pick. So this is definitely probably a trade deadline where the Raptors are going to sell. So that's kind of just a weird trade of Spencer Dinwiddie. We don't really know what role he's going to have in Toronto. But yeah, Dennis is getting an opportunity to go to the Nets, who at least going to be playing, try to get into the play-in tournament. A few more small trades here. The Mavericks added Daniel Gafford from the Wizards for Rashawn Holmes and draft companies. Sorry, they're nearing a deal.
Oh, nearing a deal?
According
that
to
is
Woj.
Huge.
So
that
Mavericks getting Daniel Gafford.
Damn, that was a Lakers target too. I know that was someone that Lakers were looking at to potentially help Anthony Davis down low. Obviously, Christian Wood, he brings value as a shooter, as a scorer. Jackson Hayes, it's really hit or miss because he fouls so much and he doesn't offer much on the offensive end. So I know the Lakers were shopping Christian Wood and Gabe Vincent this morning too. I saw a report about that.
I was going to ask you about that. So Gabe Vincent, I think the Lakers would be happy to give him a couple of picks just to get off of that $11 million a year contract for the next few seasons. That did not work out. And Christian Wood, a lot of excitement about that signing when it happened. I remember where we were when it happened. We got very excited, but at the end of the day, has not totally panned out. And he could definitely bring some value to a contender. Now, again, I mean, if the Lakers are standing pat, that means they're not trading anybody. But I think it makes a lot of sense to get off of Vincent's deal, maybe just trade Christian Wood, just kind of clear out some space and then bring in someone on the buyout market. Because if we're not going to make a trade for someone big, you can at least get someone on the buyout market and at least give some sort of a jolt. Because remember last year, I mean, they were in a similar position where they were struggling. They're a little better this year than they were last trade deadline.
Yeah.
Then they made all these trades. It provides a jolt to the team, and then they go on a run. Now, they're not going to have that same jolt. I mean, maybe D'Angelo Russell will. Here's the thing. I mean, D'Angelo Russell's been playing the best basketball of his career. He can't really get much better. Or not career, but yeah, you know what I mean. He can't really get much better than he's playing right now. So even if he doesn't get traded now, he's playing a little more carefree. I mean, I don't really know if that's going to help or hurt. I don't know. I mean, I think this is, if he plays like this the rest of the year, you're going to be happy, but who knows if it stays. And I think the Lakers do need some sort of jolt just to give a little bit of, we have a shot. I mean, obviously LeBron's playing really well. AD's playing out of his mind, but I think moving a player, getting someone on the buyout market would be huge if they're not going to make a trade, but we got less than 40 minutes now for them to do something.
I'm very, very curious now, just because I think a lot of Laker fans are going to question the front office if a move isn't made at the trade deadline, but I think that's where our attention is going to shift to the buyout market. We're going to see who's bought out. I know Joe Harris just got bought out. That's someone we were talking about. He hasn't shot nearly as good as he did during that D'Lo era with the Brooklyn Nets when he was pretty much the best shooter in the NBA statistically. Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of other guys that could get bought out. Like, we don't know if Gordon Hayward is even going to stay with the OKC Thunder.
I was thinking about that.
That'll be something really, really interesting. And there's all kinds of vets that eventually do want outs. I know even the Clippers, PJ Tucker, there's some smoke there that he's going to want to be moved. They're bought out. So
I think Joe Harris would be a super interesting candidate.
Joe Harris would be great.
I mean, this year he struggled a little bit, but he's not really playing. He's only playing 10 minutes a game in Detroit, and now he's going to get a fresh start. And last year, he shot 42.6% from three. The year before, 46.6% from three. The year before, 47.5% from three. I mean, this guy is a sniper.
Yep.
We know he's a sniper. He played a really big role on some of those Brooklyn Nets teams. He was averaging 30 minutes a game in 2020 and 2021. He could be a really solid fit. I mean, obviously, it's not going to bring the defense, but the Lakers always want shooters around LeBron James. Yeah. And, I think they wanted Gabe Vincent to kind of bring some of that shooting.
Yep.
And he just has not. So,
he just hasn't been available.
He hasn't been available, but even when he was, I mean, like you said, he wasn't shooting the ball very well. So
the unfortunate thing too is Taurean Prince. He's been one of our best 3-point shooters this year in terms of catch and shoot. But it's just when you play him too many minutes, that's where mistakes start to be getting made.
When he's playing 48 minutes a game,
exactly. And like he's put in different situations where it's like Darvin Ham loves him, but it's also like you want to see him fail at the same token. But I just think that the biggest thing that the Lakers are going to have to answer in these next just over 30 minutes and in the buyout market, if these reports stay true that they're not going to make a move, is their 3-point shooting. Because not only can they not shoot, and they refuse to shoot a lot of threes this year, but they also can't defend the 3-point line at all, Noah. Their defensive rating is 14th in the NBA. Teams make 14 threes a game against them this season. That's the 28th worst in the NBA. And the Lakers also attempt the least threes in the league at 30 per game, and they allow teams to shoot 38 a game. So there's just a very, very clear discrepancy there.
That's
and
a huge margin.
Obviously, you have Anthony Davis, you have LeBron James, two guys who are known for their paint presence. You have Austin Reaves, who likes to get to his mid-range. Same thing with Rui Hachimura. So that's 4 out of your main 5 guys that like to operate within the 3-point line. But in this current NBA, you just can't have that. The Lakers, we saw how they were starting out in the first quarter, where they literally had like a bunch, like 4 non-shooters around LeBron James for a while. I'm a big camera edge guy. I really like what he brings to the team, and I've been hoping that he's been able to improve. But when you have him and Vandal starting, what are you really expecting? So Darvin Ham really needs to tighten up these lineups in the second half of the season if they want to stay with this current roster that they have. You need shooters around both D'Lo and LeBron James if you want to maximize them. You need D'Lo and AD in the pick and roll, and you need to just scout that buyout market heavy for some veteran shooters, even if that's all they're going to do is just camp out and shoot. We've seen a number of guys come in and their percentage drops.
Every time.
I mean, I would rather take a spill on someone like a Joe Harris, or, if a PJ Tucker becomes available, or a Daniel House, then continue throwing these guys out there and putting them in the corner when they can't hit shots.
I'd love to see Joe Harris out there. I would love to see him out there getting wide open looks in a LeBron James run offense. I mean, that is exactly what the Lakers need. That's exactly what they've needed. Every year they've had LeBron on this roster, and they always need 3-point shooting. I mean, that's 2020 when they took the chance on J.R. Smith and Dion Waiters. I mean, they're just looking for guys who can score the ball, shoot the ball at a high clip. So, I mean, Joe Harris, him taking 4 or 5 threes a game, I don't think anyone would be mad about that if the Lakers made a move like that. We are we're about 35 minutes away from the trade deadline. We want your guys' predictions in the chat. Are the Lakers going to do something? Are they at least going to clear a roster spot to go back to the buyout market? Also, in 3 hours and 35 minutes from now, we got Kobe Bryant's statue being unveiled at the crypto.com arena. Do you guys have any predictions on what that statue is going to look like? I think Doug's going off in the chat.
Doug is talking crazy. Doug, come on, my guy. Leo, we're going to talk about Leonardo DiCaprio now. You're going to get canceled over here,
Doug, is a basketball show.
This is a basketball.
We're sticking to basketball.
Oh, we also got our guy, James. He said, tough question here. What character should LeBron and the Toon Squad trade for? I trade Taz for Animal from the Muppets. Fire take right there. All my guy, James.
We got a couple real comments from Doug. We got one from Doug, and then Brian Gomez back in the stream said, it'd be crazy if we get Clay in a few minutes. That would be crazy. It's not going to happen. I don't think he gets traded, but that would be crazy. I mean, he's obviously not the player he used to be, but back in his prime, he was a 3-and-D specialist. But honestly, that's a great question. Do you think the Warriors are going to kind of blow any of that up, or do you think they're just going to keep running it back?
So Steve Kerr kind of doubled down in his press conference yesterday, saying that he thinks that their current roster is more than enough to get something done. And no, I just think when you had Pascal Siakam go to the Indiana Pacers, I feel like that was the one move that the Warriors could have made that could have potentially saved their season. It's not worth trading for DeJounte Murray right now. It's not worth trading for any of these other guys. Zach LaVine is another guy I think could have done something. Maybe a Clay for Zach LaVine swap could have been something. But now he's out. So I think the Warriors stay put. I think Clay and Steph and Draymond, they're such a tight-knit group. They've been through the best of their times. They've been through the worst of their times. I mean, even when Clay was like super sad in the locker room the other day. No, I was a big-time Warriors hater back in the day, but I've come to appreciate them now.
100%.
And when Clay looked like he was about to cry, Draymond was like, who the F cares? I got benched in Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Say what you want about Draymond Green, but, as a former basketball player myself, that's something I would have wanted to hear in the moments. We also got Doug McCain back in here with some real comments. If they don't make an impact trade, at least fire Ham and either hire Kenny Atkinson or see what Phil Handy could do, trade Ham to a local deli. Doug McCain.
Almost real. It was real
right now.
Anyone in the stream have any thoughts about Darvin Ham? Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about Darvin Ham, his rotations, hands in the pockets, not calling timeouts. Do you think that this team can win with Darvin Ham at the helm? Do you think the Lakers, if the Lakers aren't going to make a trade deadline move, do you think it's a head coaching move or not? We got a question. Gafford to Dallas confirmed, not confirmed yet. It was nearing a deal, according to Adrian Wojnarowski. That was about an hour ago, so I don't know if it fell through, if they're just talking about it, but that would be, like Noel said, a huge move for Dallas.
That's just another thing. No, like all these Western Conference teams that the Lakers are trying to catch up to or surpass, they're all getting better.
The Suns have gotten better today.
Really
Mavericks
concerning me.
Have gotten better today. The Thunder, if they're keeping Gordon Hayward, we'll see. They're at least making the moves to get better today. And the Lakers are not getting better today. They're continuing to keep it as is.
Our guy D'Angelo Russell actually shout out Patrick Beverly on Twitter right now. He said, he said Pat had Philly jumping.
Wow. So D'Angelo Russell not at all worried about the trade rumors. He is
on Twitter
tweeting right now, following his tune-up procedure yesterday. Don't really know what that meant. He had some sort of procedure yesterday that was a little weird timing. He missed practice, but then he was not on the injury report for tonight's game against the Nuggets. So sounds like he's good to go. Sounds like 30 minutes from now, if he's not traded, he'll be playing tonight for sure in those Mamba jerseys, as today is the Kobe statue day. We will be there at the crypto.com arena. Make sure you stay tuned on the All Lakers YouTube channel. Make sure to follow All Lakers on Twitter. Make sure to go to alllakers.com. We're going to have tons of great content. As of right now, there's tons of great content on all the latest rumors. Make sure to do all those things. And while you guys are here, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel because we got a lot of great content coming out, especially starting today.
No,
with the Kobe statue.
We got something.
We got something.
So in terms of the buy market, let's say Lakers do not make a big move in these next 32 minutes. So we're going to look at the buy market.
For sure.
We talked about guys like Joe Harris, Danny House Jr. Right now, there are 5 contenders, if you want to consider the Warriors a contender too. There are 5 contenders that are over the second apron. They will not be able to target these guys on the buy market. Okay. Golden State Warriors, Los Angeles Clippers, Phoenix Suns, Milwaukee Bucks, and the Boston Celtics. 5 contenders the Lakers won't have to worry about competing for these other players.
That helps.
That's huge.
That helps.
That is huge.
But again, you take those 5 out. There's still a lot of other teams.
There's still a lot of other teams.
I think players would rather go to. We got a question here from
Noah.
In the chat. Great name. Is there anyone who was out the NBA the Lakers could get that would make an impact? They tried with Darren Collison a few years ago. Was that last year? I remember that was.
Yep.
Doesn't work. Here's the thing. If someone's out of the NBA right now,
it's for a reason.
They're out of the NBA for a reason.
You have a case like a Chris Dunn on Utah Jazz who went over to overseas and he got those reps again. He got that motivation to come back. And now he's playing really, really good. Stop thinking about Zion. All Lakers. Shout out Gary, producer Gary. I think there are cases where it works. There are cases, but I think for it to work, it has to be at the beginning of the season. They have to go through training camp. They have to get utilized with the system within everybody else. I think doing it mid-season is very, very hard. Even someone like John Wall, who, even though he wasn't out of the league. He didn't play for a season for the Houston Rockets. The Clippers got him. Everybody was excited, and now he's out of the league, unfortunately. So it's tough. It's tough.
We got some laughs here. I20270 Shuffle said, haha, about that question, little Dwight Howard comment. And then, Red Art Staff, he said Dwight Howard, while laughing emoji. I mean, Dwight Howard is not the solution to saving the Lakers season. Last year, I did want him.
You did. I wanted Boogie Cousins. Boogie Cousins overseas. I mean,
but both of them would have been fun last year. This year, another year older. I can't imagine either of them coming and helping. I mean, here's the thing. If Jackson Hayes isn't able to man that backup big role, it's not going to be Dwight Howard or Boogie Cousins. I mean, it's a good question. If they're out of the league, they're out of the league for a reason. Lakers are going to have to focus on the buyout market, which I don't know. As of right now, in 30 terms of minutes who's there, we got 30 minutes. I think Joe Harris is going to be the best option in this exact moment. Obviously, we don't know who's going to be out there yet. I mean, the Lakers aren't going to go get Killian Hayes. That's not going to help them at all. They're not going to go get Harry Giles. I am interested to see where Killian Hayes go.
I am too.
I270 Shuffle said this just in, Lakers still nothing. We're still waiting. I270 Shuffle. We have had Dave McMenamin a half hour ago say nothing close. We had 40 minutes ago, Chris Haynes say Lakers probably going to stand pat. So barring a last minute change, it seems like the Lakers are probably planning on standing pat, which do you think that's the right decision? I270 Shuffle, let us know.
We also got the man James Rizlela in the chat with a little trade proposal. D'Lo for Gary Trent Jr. swap. Why not? I mean, like we talk about Toronto Raptors, I think they really, really need to go after that number 6 and below pick. They need to lose as many games as possible. I think that'll be interesting. Gary Trent Jr. is someone who's been on the Lakers.
I've always liked Gary Trent.
And honestly, this season, he hasn't been playing as well as he has in past years. His efficiency
he's been very boomer buses.
He has. He's either had really, really big games or he struggled overall. For his career, he averages 12 points per game, shoots 42% from 3. My bad. For his career, 14 points per game, shoots 38% from 3. And then this season, you've seen that take a dip. You've seen the Toronto Raptors for a couple of years now try to find their identity after the Kawhi Leonard era was over. And now they've been cleaning house. They got rid of Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby. Maybe Gary Trent Jr. could be next. Would they take interest in D'Lo? What do you think about that, Noah?
No, I don't think so. It's up there. It's a proposal.
Yeah.
Do I think that the Raptors want to just take on D'Lo? No. If the third team was involved, maybe. I mean, you can definitely move pieces around.
Yep.
I don't think that 1-for-1 swap is going to happen. I want to ask you about one team, though. Now, I kind of just realized to myself, the Daniel Gafford trade didn't happen yet. Why it didn't happen? Because we forgot about the big trade. The Hornets traded PJ Washington to the Mavericks for Grant Williams, Seth Curry, a first-round pick, and 2 second-round picks. That was a huge trade. I mean, that was an absolutely huge trade. So that probably takes them out of the Gafford run if they're going to get PJ Washington. But PJ Washington's going to be better for them than Daniel Gafford was. So the Mavericks, there was some talk the other day about Kyrie, Luka maybe not working, but Kyrie, Luka, PJ Washington, I mean, those are solid pieces in Dallas, and they're right above the Lakers right now in the play-in tournament seeding. So what do you think about Dallas kind of making that big move?
So PJ Washington, only 25 years old. He's had some really, really efficient and improved seasons over the years. In 44 games for the Charlotte Hornets this year, averaging 13 points, 44% from the field, 32% from 3, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. And that's, like I said, that Charlotte Hornets team, it's really, really tough to find your identity because LaMelo Ball, he's a superstar when he's on the court. He's probably my favorite player in the league, but he just can't stay healthy. The dude ankles, he needs to get some better ankle brace. He needs to talk to Steph Curry when Steph Curry was dealing with the same thing when he was his age. And then, a couple months ago, it was said that the Charlotte Hornets deemed everybody tradable on their team except for LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, and Mark Williams. So that left everybody up to play. PJ Washington was a free agent forever this summer. He was up there with Kelly Oubre and Christian Wood in terms of players who should have already got a contract, but everybody was holding out. The Charlotte Hornets eventually did extend him an offer, and he came back. But it's been clear that the Hornets want to build around LaMelo and Brandon Miller. You also have Miles Bridges, who the Phoenix Suns were interested in. He's only making $8 million this year. He wants to make his bag in the offseason. And the Hornets are going to have his bird rights, so they're going to be able to pay him extra. So it makes sense that he shut down those trades. And I think Charlotte just wants to bring in as many assets as possible right now to get young pieces, to be able to get some guys who are experienced and bring that vet leadership to a locker room that has a lot of young players. I mean, you bring in Grant Williams. You also bring in Seth Curry, who's been one of the best shooters.
He's someone I've wanted the Lakers to get forever.
Exactly, yeah.
Honestly, Seth Curry could be a candidate on the buyout market.
I agree.
There's no reason for him to stay in Charlotte right now.
I agree.
If he goes to the buyout market, I mean,
you clear some cap space in Charlotte.
Yeah.
You still have the picks that you got from that deal. I think it's great for both sides.
That'd be a super interesting buyout market candidate. We got a couple of questions here. Well, one funny comment. Red Arts Staffy said, convince JJ Redick to sign a 10-day. I mean, that's pretty much Joe Harris. I mean, Joe Harris is the modern day JJ Redick at this point, or close to modern day of what we have. Yeah, JJ Redick has been killing it in the media. He's awesome. He's been absolutely killing, doing just about everything at ESPN. So he's not coming back. But yeah, I mean, Joe Harris would be very similar. And then we got a question from Noah. He said, "Do you think getting rid of Westbrook was a mistake?" Noah, I'm going to go back and say getting Westbrook was the mistake. No, getting rid of him was not the mistake. The initial trade, when they had to trade actual compensation to get Westbrook, ended up putting this team in a bit of a tailspin for the last few years. They needed to get rid of him. Thankfully, they got rid of him. Yeah, he's had his moments with the Clippers. You kind of knew he would. But no, it was not a mistake. The mistake was making that deal in the first place and then kind of putting this team in a little bit of trouble for the last few seasons.
No, I really don't know what our team would have looked like last season if we kept Westbrook after that deadline. I think people are literally calling
him a Western Conference
vampire. Yeah. Like, that's horrible. And
Western Conference Finals run.
Yeah, just from a personal standpoint for Westbrook, his family was getting death threats. Yeah, like bad. Fans were just, it was a bad fit overall. I really hated to see it, and it was neither side's fault. You brought in Westbrook because LeBron James didn't want to take on as many ball handling responsibilities anymore, but the spacing. And you bring in guys like Melo and other like kind of wash shooters at that point. It was just bound to fail. And, it was just better for vibes, better for the franchise, better for wins, and better for Westbrook. He's over there in the Clippers. He's having one of the best defensive seasons he's had in his career. He willingly took on a bench role behind the other LA All-Stars on that
team.
There's
a lot of them.
So, yeah, shout out Westbrook. It was tough watching him in purple and gold struggle like that. He had some good moments as a sixth man, but I personally am happy to see him thriving with the Clippers. And, I think hopefully D'Lo continues hooping for us if he does stay with us. And that trade is a win-win.
At this point, it sounds like he's not going anywhere.
Exactly.
We got 23 minutes until the trade deadline. We haven't had a move for about 45 minutes, so it got really hot in the morning, and we've kind of slowed down. Now, we kind of know we got multiple reports saying the Lakers probably won't be doing anything.
Oh my God, Noah, DeJounte Murray hasn't been moved.
I know. DeJounte Murray is sitting on the Hawks right now.
There's no way this
tanking Hawks team.
That's the one guy I thought for sure was going to get moved.
We got 23 minutes. You guys have any predictions on where? I mean, we got 20 minutes.
You guys let me know in the comments right now. Is DeJounte Murray going to get moved? Is he going to go to the Knicks? Is he going to go to the Pelicans, were the team that was hot this morning to get him, but they didn't want to include Herb Jones?
I mean, we're sitting here with 23 minutes, and
come on,
that's
NBA.
a player that needs to be moved. I mean,
hey, pull up that LeBron James 2019 tweet. He's like, "Where's Woe Shams, Chris Haynes, all those guys? Come on, we need something."
As of right now, biggest player traded today, PJ Washington, Bojan Bogdanovic, maybe.
I'd say PJ.
Yeah, I mean, which is not
PJ
really,
and Buddy Hield.
Which is not what we were looking for on this trade deadline with all these names kind of floating around. Obviously, the Zach LaVine injury hurt because he was a prime candidate to get moved at this deadline. But yeah, I mean, DeJounte Murray can't stay on that Hawks team. I mean, there's just no way. Right.
No, I think we got to get a giveaway going right now. If someone predicts a trade in the comment section, what do you think? Should we get a giveaway?
I'd love it.
Should we get a giveaway? What do you think?
25,
$50 Lakers merch?
I'd say if someone
correctly predicts a player getting traded in the chat.
To the team. We need what players going to what team. We got a giveaway coming your way.
We do.
We only got, we'll do a $22 giveaway because we got 22 minutes till the trade deadline.
Yeah. Gary, if you want to let the Twitter people know as well, we gotta get something going.
I mean, we've had 45 minutes without a trade.
Ridiculous.
All right, Noel, question for you.
Yes.
Biggest player who will be traded today remaining. Bold prediction.
I got Murray. I think Murray has to get moved 100%. See, I think he's in a similar situation as D'Lo. Let's see. Oh, okay. So I270 Shuffle said at the 9-minute mark, we get DeJounte.
That's 11:51. You're saying DeJounte Murray gets traded, and you're saying that means to the Lakers.
He said get Rob on the phone.
He literally said get Rob on the phone. All right. So you're saying DeJounte has to get traded.
Okay. So mark that down. I270 Shuffle, DeJounte to the Lakers. And he put a time mark too.
Which means...
All right, if you get that right,
honestly, I'm going to be a little creeped out if you get that one right.
I'm going to agree with my guy Shuffle over here that I think Murray will get traded because I think he's in a similar situation where ever since his name was in rumors, he started hooping. He started hitting game winners. He cooked us.
Yeah, 2 back-to-back game winners.
He like destroyed us. Shout out the music over there.
Yeah,
but I just think that him being involved in so many trade rumors, he literally, did you see when he replied to a fan in the DMs?
No, I didn't
So
see
basically, a fan was ripping him, telling him that he doesn't play defense well anymore, that the Hawks suck, and he's like, when you're told one thing in practice and then you can't you can't use that in the game, then that's a big detriment. So I think my theory is that he gets to play a lot of point guard in practice, but then when the game comes, the ball's in Trae Young's hands. Yeah. Even when he hit those game winners, Trae Young wanted the ball, but DeJounte just took over. So I just think that duo isn't going to work anymore. And I definitely do think that the Hawks want to build around Trae Young and Jalen Johnson. And you got to move off of Murray. That duo has not worked out.
I mean, the Hawks are 22-29
exactly,
right now.
Man,
they are the 10th spot in the East. The Nets are 1.5 games right behind them on their tail. There is no point of keeping DeJounte.
Okay, Brian Gomez.
Brian Gomez and
DeJounte and Reaves.
I mean, Reaves being in there definitely.
I think if Reaves in there, the deal gets done.
Yeah, it definitely makes it possible. Now, will it happen? Don't think so. But Reaves being in there would definitely make the deal possible.
Doug McCain, you're in the chat, bro. Drop a prediction.
Yeah, let's get a prediction, Doug. If you get it right, we'll send you that gift.
It doesn't have to be just Lakers, like all NBA. Any
Red Art Staffy said, sounds like someone's insider info. Probably talking about I-27 Shuffle. I mean, honestly, if it happens at 11:51, then we're going to have to ask I-270 Shuffle for the lottery number or something. Because that would be crazy. Doug McCain saying Lakers not even making a move on the margins to avoid the repeater tax would be a major fail. Yeah, the Lakers gotta. I mean, the Lakers needed to at least like trade someone Gabe Vincent today. I mean, there's no point in keeping him on your roster. Yeah, if you got to just get rid of him, get rid of a pick, whatever it means, you got to. IC70 Shuffle said I want a large black Kobe jersey. I honestly think he knows I think he knows something.
Yep.
Because he already knows what he wants.
All right, I27 Shuffle. I27 Shuffle. Is it just the trade between the Lakers and the Hawks, or is a third team involved? Because I know the Nets were poised as a team that could take
an I-270 Shuffle. What are the Lakers giving back?
What are they giving back?
What are they losing for that DeJounte trade? All right. Brian Gomez said me too. All right.
We also got Red Arts Staffy. He said Wood and Russell or Gabe move for Murray, and Russell gets moved to a third team. Yeah.
I mean, it would definitely involve. It sounds like Russell would have to go to a third team. So who that third team is, don't know. But I don't know. At this point, we got a little over 18 minutes left.
No, if Murray doesn't get moved, oh my!
I know. I can't believe it. I can't imagine the Hawks.
Because you look at all the big guys that were on the market. You had James Harden move way before, at the beginning of the season. Yeah. Pascal Siakam wanted out. Actually, no, he didn't want out. The Raptors wanted to move. He didn't want to leave. Yeah. OG Anunoby finally got moved. Zach LaVine got injured, but he was going to get moved. Buddy Hield got moved. So come on, Murray, you need to get in the mix here.
I-270 Shuffle saying it's a 3-team deal. I think he knows something. I'm officially all in on I-270 Shuffle. I feel like this is Rob Pelinka in the stream.
Yeah, we're not waiting for 12 p.m. anymore. We're waiting for 11.
I mean, we're waiting for 11:51 because Rob Pelinka's in the stream. Anyone predictions? We got 18 more minutes. We're doing a giveaway. If you get the prediction right, a player and the team, we want to hear it. We've been waiting an hour for a move to go down. The last move we got was Patrick Beverley announcing himself on his podcast that he was going to the Milwaukee Bucks from the 76ers. All that little beef between Dame and Pat Bev going to have to get squashed as they look for a championship.
Did you see what he told Ben Simmons?
No.
So they were playing in Philly. Obviously, the whole crowd has a lot to say to Ben Simmons whenever he comes to town. So Pat Bev went up to Simmons at the free throw line and he was like, "Hey, man, what'd you do to these guys? Like, why are they booing you?" And Ben was like, "They're not booing me. They're booing you." And then Pat Bev got really mad.
That's good.
Classic Pat Bev.
That's classic. He's going to Milwaukee to team up with Dame
time.
Doc Rivers. You know, you're going to have a lot of
I think that's good. Honestly, I think that's good for Milwaukee.
I think so too.
I think they need that kind of like feistiness that he brings to the table.
Him and Dame are probably going to have a little beef that they're going to have to squash.
I love it though. I love it. I think maybe that'll kickstart Dame to start playing better.
Maybe that'll get something going. But yeah, we haven't seen a trade in a while. All right, a few questions for the comments right now. Do you want to see D'Angelo Russell get traded? Do you think that the Lakers can win with D'Angelo Russell still on the team? Do you think the Lakers can win with the roster as is right now? And then another question, which our giveaway, who's a player you think is getting dealt in the next 17 minutes and what team is he going to? We are waiting.
Great question.
It's been an hour. We have been waiting for a trade. We had 13 or 12 trades fly off the bat. And now we're in crunch time right now. And it's been absolute radio silence. Right now, in my opinion, the biggest thing the Lakers can do is go get Joe Harris on the buyout market. Does that make them an NBA title winner?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. Now, LeBron James is not getting any younger. Anthony Davis is not getting any younger.
Oh my God. I27 Shuffle said be right back.
I think he's going to make the trade.
I think we got Rob in the chat. He's going to make the trade.
Got a few comments. Red Arts Staffy said, I don't want Russell to go, but I have a feeling. You have a feeling he is going or you have a feeling he's not going?
Philip R. Brown also said don't want D'Lo.
Why do you guys not want D'Lo traded? Because he's been absolutely cooking the last 10 plus games. I mean, he has been balling. He had some really good moments in the Crypto.com arena, having some fun with the fans. It looked like he was kind of playing carefree. But then there was that moment where he looked really sad after the game. Rui Hachimura looked really sad after the game.
But then what did D'Lo say in practice? Did you see that clip after? He's like, I'm a gangster. I don't cry.
Oh, yeah.
So he got that confidence.
So we got that. I know Rui Hachimura is someone you're big on. He had his name dangled in trade talks Doesn't look like he's getting moved now. Think that's the right decision?
The thing with Rui, I think he's a great salary filler, and he's a great young player. He still has a lot of potential. He hasn't been used right by Darvin Ham this year, unfortunately. He's been playing some like small ball 5.
Yeah, and Rui played really good in the postseason.
Exactly, yeah. In some games he'll get like 14, 15 minutes. Other games he'll get close to 30. So when you don't have that rhythm going, it's really, really hard, especially playing alongside LeBron James, to find your place on the team. So I think if you do make a move, I know there was the whole Kyrie Irving, D'Angelo.
We got a random trade.
Who is it?
The Spurs are trading Doug McDermott to the Pacers.
God. That's what we waited
an hour to get Doug McDermott going from the Spurs to the Pacers.
You know, it is something.
You know what? The Pacers, I love their roster right now. Obviously, Tyrese been absolutely killing it. I love Pascal. So, you know, Doug McDermott, you add a little shooter to the mix. You have a little fun.
You got rid of Buddy Hield.
Yeah, so you get rid of Buddy.
So you shooting.
You bring in Doug McDermott. It's
Red Art Staffy. He said that he thinks D'Lo is going to get moved. And he said the Lakers have a bad habit of getting rid of good players. I mean, I definitely agree with you. I think the thing with the Lakers, they have a really good eye for scouting in the draft, but they don't always develop them the best, and they aren't always patient. And a big reason for that is because you're the Lakers at the end of the day. You want to be winning games. It's really hard to go through a full rebuild without wanting to, someone said, basically get, that's D-Mac said.
Yeah, they got Doug McDermott.
It's really hard to go through a rebuild in LA for more than 4 or 5 years. Yeah. Once LeBron James got here, that young core lasted a year.
That ship sailed.
And then it was over.
And then they win the championship, and then they get rid of Kuzma, KCP, Caruso, and then they get Westbrook, and then it all falls off. So here we are, 14 minutes to go. Red Art Staff, he said, Lakers have a bad habit. And then,
all right, no,
Philip R. Brown said Lakers don't want D'Lo trade because he's the Lakers' best 3-point shooter.
Agreed.
Yeah, as of late, he's been absolutely killing it.
All right, so the Spurs got a future second-round pick. I wonder if they flip that in these next, because they have a good amount of picks from that Murray trade. They have a good amount of second-round picks, and we've seen what second-round picks have landed. So
3 second-round picks helped him get Royce O'Neal.
Yeah.
So Royce O'Neal was someone that could help the Lakers as some wing depth.
So maybe the Spurs are preparing something these last.
We got 13 minutes. The biggest deal of the last hour has been Doug McDermott going to the Pacers. And we need your comments in the stream if anything's going to happen. And also, we need your comments on the Kobe statue. We are a little over 3 hours until the Kobe statue is unveiled outside of the Crypto.com arena. Noel and I will be there. Make sure to tune in on the All Lakers.
Come say what's up to us if you guys are there too.
Say what's up if you're there. We're going to be doing some fan interviews, and we'd love to talk to any of you guys about the Kobe statue. And what do you guys think it's going to be? What do you think the pose is going to be? Oh, we got what?
The Pacers are trading Marcus Morris, a second-round pick, and cash to the Spurs.
The Hawks are keeping DeJounte Murray, according to Adrian Wojnarowski.
There it is.
The Hawks.
There it is, everyone.
DeJounte
there it is.
Murray. Noel, I know you've been talking about it. What are the Hawks doing? Why are they keeping DeJounte Murray?
Okay, so my first reaction is that, so this morning they were saying that they weren't getting the amount of first-round picks that they were looking for. And they were hoping that as they waited till it got close to the deadline, that teams were going to be able to say, okay, we want Murray badly, and we're going to give up our picks because of that. So I just think at the end of the day, Atlanta probably looked at their offers, and they decided that what they traded to get DeJounte Murray, which was a number of second-round picks, they weren't going to get that same value. And with the way he's been playing lately, maybe they sat down, had a talk with Trae Young, saying, hey, man, let's ride out for the rest of the season. And then in the offseason, maybe one of you gets moved. Like I said, the Lakers are going to have more access to more first-round picks in the summer. And I told you guys earlier just how many picks teams like the New York Knicks, the Utah Jazz, the OKC Thunder are going to have. So maybe they sat down with both of their star guards, Noah, and they told them, all right, you know what? We're not going to get the value for you that we thought we were. We're not even going to send you to a situation that is going to be best for you, because I did see that Murray was linked to going to the Pelicans. I'm not sure if he would want to play there. So maybe once the summertime comes around, we see one or two of Trae Young and DeJounte Murray getting moved.
Really quickly. News? No, so the Pacers are trading Marcus Morris in that deal, and the Spurs are going to buy him out. Marcus Morris he's always kind of been an interesting player. So first of all, Marcus Morris,
his brother.
Yeah, he's getting moved all around today. Marcus Morris started the day on the 76ers. He got traded to the Pacers in the Buddy Hield deal, and then he gets moved from the Pacers to the Spurs in the Doug McDermott deal, and now he's going to get bought out by the Spurs. So Marcus Morris is having a big, crazy day today, and now he's going to go to the buyout market. The Lakers had his brother.
Didn't he get a key to the city from Philly?
He did. He literally got a key to the city like yesterday, or yesterday they talked about how he got it, and then how he got moved. So
that's insane.
So that's that. So okay, back to the Hawks. Yeah, I like what you're saying. I mean, They're gonna try to make it work with DeJounte and Trey.
Yeah, and like I said, I fully believe. Like I really thought he was getting moved this deadline, but I think one or both of him and Trey Young will get moved in the summertime.
Yeah,
I truly
think
believe
it could be Trey Young, honestly.
Exactly.
But we'll get there when we get there. We got Brian Gomez.
Wait, hold on. We got I270 Shuffle, aka Rob Palinka in the chat. He's like, I'm back. It's happening, but there's a twist. Wait for it.
You got 1 minute, and then Woj said he wasn't getting traded, so we'll have to see about that. Brian Gomez said Kobe statue should be his iconic arms extended pose or his first championship pick with him hugging his trophy. Yeah, those are really good ideas. We're looking forward to seeing what it is. Red Art Staffy said they wanted Reaves and the Lakers weren't having it. Yeah, I mean, I do think that the Hawks would have been interested in a deal if Reaves was involved. I don't think the Lakers wanted to give up Reaves for DeJounte Murray, and I don't think they should have given up Reaves for DeJounte Murray.
And the reality is
the Lakers needed to keep
the Lakers. Reaves was their best asset, but you also don't give him up because of his services and his contracts.
No, D'Angelo Russell was the one they wanted to trade. Rui Hachimura could have been traded as a solid asset, but Austin Reaves was not someone they wanted to. Robin Lopez. So Robin Lopez from the Bucks to the Sacramento Kings is expected to be waived and become a free agent. So the Bucks just cleared a roster spot. The Kings are clearing a roster spot, and they just traded Brook Lopez, his brother, off of his team.
Yeah.
So that kind of hurts. Definitely no love lost there.
Definitely not someone the Lakers are targeting.
So interesting. I mean, 9 minutes to go. The Bucks just cleared a roster spot, and it looks like the Kings just cleared a roster spot. 9 minutes. Maybe they're trying to get something big. At this point, Laker fans, as we've kind of known for the last hour, looks like the Lakers are going to stand pat. Is that the right decision? Time will tell. Is this team good enough to win an NBA championship as is? I guess time will tell, but last year they weren't able to get it done, and this year, I wouldn't say they're playing much better.
All right, one bright spot I do want to talk about from the Lakers recently, especially with Jared Vanderbilt going down, unfortunately, hopefully he gets well soon. Max Christie has really been able to step up.
Love what he's done.
And not just be able to knock down shots and get to the rim, but also go at the opposing team's best players and slow them down. And I was just telling you and Gary this before the show. I think Max Christie is exactly what the Lakers were looking for on the trade market, ideally to help propel them to a better team. But he's just still young. He still needs that development. And, I hope that if a trade isn't made this deadline, hopefully we do eventually lock up Max Christie to an extension. We don't risk a Taylor Horton-Tucker situation where we have to pay him even more and eventually have to trade him. And I just think 3-and-D wings, they still dominate the NBA. They still are what you need around superstars to get it done. And I just think he has the potential to do that. I'm a little sad about the trade deadline right now.
I know we were,
but I wanted to cheer myself up a bit and shout out my guy Max Christie, only 19 years old. So shout out Max, man.
Yesterday we had 3 trades. This morning they were flying in. Looked like we have a super exciting trade deadline, and then it kind of just went quiet. Now again, Bucks just clear a roster spot. Kings just clear a roster spot. In the next 8 minutes, are they trying to make something happen? We'll have to see. Probably nothing big coming at this point if DeJounte Murray's not getting moved. He kind of felt like the last big player who should have gotten traded.
Dorian Finney-Smith looks like he's not going to get moved either.
DFS, it looks like they're asking for a little too much, even though they have every contender in the world asking for him.
At that point, you got to lower what you're asking if you really, really do want to move off of your guy and kind of restart your team. Because you're just hoarding him at that point, unfortunately.
They're hoarding him. They're hoarding Mikal Bridges. I know they see superstar potential in him, but man, his value is high right now.
How do you move Royce O'Neal and not Dorian Finney-Smith? That's my question. That is crazy.
We got 7 minutes to go, Lakers fans. We got 7 minutes. It looks like the Lakers are going to remain quiet. Do you think that's a good decision? You think that let's just go for it. You think the Lakers can win a championship?
So the thing is, I wouldn't want them to make a move just for the sake of making a move. Like the buyout market is always going to be there. I think no matter what situation the Lakers are in right now, you're always going to get those veterans that want to be a part of the team, want to play with LeBron James, want to play in Los Angeles. So I do think that there's a world where we do make some moves at the buyout market, but
they need to.
Yeah.
I mean, as of right now, Lakers 27-25. They're right behind Dallas. The Lakers are the 9th seed in the play-in. They are, let's do some quick math right here. They are 3.5 games back of the 6th seed and avoiding the play-in tournament. So they're there. I mean, they're in the mix for sure. They're playing better basketball as of late. They have a huge matchup tonight against the top seed and the high seeded Nuggets. But like you said, the buyout market is where they're going to need to add talent.
You have to.
Because you need to get another key rotation piece. I mean, like the Suns were saying earlier today that they weren't going to make a trade unless they could add a really good rotation piece. And they would out and get Royce O'Neal. That's a really good rotational piece. The Lakers, right now, the Mavs got better. The Suns got better. The Thunder potentially got better. The Clippers already made their move, way in the sea when they got James Harden. And that's finally
would have been ridiculous if they got PJ Washington. They were linked to them. That would have been ridiculous.
But all these teams in the West have gotten better. Lakers have done nothing. So can they compete? Can they stay? I mean, at this point, they're only
one game up on the Jazz. In the chat. He said Lakers stood pat because they didn't have the requisite assets to acquire an impact player. Trading for Mitchell with their picks and assets in the summertime is a pipe dream. I mean, I agree 100%.
I mean, all the Donovan Mitchell talk is fun.
There's like I said earlier, OKC has a bunch of picks that they can trade. New York has a ton of picks. Utah has a bunch of picks. So
I mean, the Knicks are turning into a prime destination with the talent they have, the roster they put together, the market, and all these picks.
The Villanova trio over there.
I mean, it's awesome. What they're doing is awesome. We got a comment from Philip R. Brown said, Lakers standing pat is the right decision given their limited assets and the price of talent. I mean, price of talent has clearly been super high. I mean, if Dorian Finney-Smith isn't getting moved, we got something.
Chicago Bulls made Alex Caruso untouchable in trade talks. 5 minutes left. Obviously not going to happen. But then we also have Shams. He said to avoid a $1.5 million upcoming contract bonus for games played, the Raptors are planning to waive Spencer Dinwiddie. Wow.
That's a big player in the buyout market.
That is. That really is.
So in the buyout market, we know we got Spencer Dinwiddie. We got Marcus Morris. We got Joe Harris. Killian Hayes.
Maybe Gordon Hayward.
I mean,
maybe PJ Tucker. We'll see if the Clippers decide to.
There are some options there. Out of those guys, who do you think would be best fit for the Lakers? And, let's just say they get anyone they want. Who do you think would be the best fit for the Lakers?
I don't like Dinwiddie anymore. I used to. Mm-hmm. Before he signed that. So he was coming off an ACL tear, and then he signed with the Wizards. Before he signed that big deal with the Wizards, there was rumors that he was talking to the Lakers about a vet minimum. And at the time, it was around 2 years ago. I was really excited for that because he's a skilled scorer. He could shoot the 3-ball. That ACL tear looked like he was healthy and he was back in shape. But just seeing him bounce around from team to team now, the chemistry has not always been the best. And his Twitter presence, he likes to go at players like our guy Kuzma. So I just think the fit wouldn't be the best there. I would rather see them target someone who could catch and shoot more, who doesn't get the ball in their hands. Like we said it multiple times, Joe Harris is probably my guy.
All right, 76ers are trading Jaden Springer to the Celtics for a second-round pick.
Okay, so they got another pick on their hands.
So they just got another pick. They just cleared another roster spot. So the 76ers have now made 4 trades. They've cleared 3 roster spots. Are they planning something in the next 3 minutes? I mean, do they have something coming? Like, are they close to
DeMar?
I don't know. I mean, you said, so Dinwiddie's getting bought out. So you said at the beginning of this stream, DeMar DeRozan to the 76ers.
We got 3 minutes.
We have 3 minutes, and they just cleared another roster spot. I have to imagine the 76ers are doing something. Unless they're just waiting to get the buyout market. But it's not like, unless they want Spencer Dinwiddie. I don't know. But Jaden Springer cleared from the 76ers. They've now cleared, I think, 2 or 3 roster spots today. That's possible. Back to Dinwiddie real quick. Yeah, I mean, he's just struggled mightily this season. Was never a good fit. And he kind of seems like the opposite of what they did with D'Lo last year. D'Lo kind of brought the vibes with him, the chemistry with him. Dinwiddie feels like he would kind of do the opposite.
Exactly.
And he's played 30 minutes a game this year. He's only averaging 12 points. He's shooting just lost 3 points, just 32% from deep. Not a good fit, Dinwiddie, at all. As of right now, I'm kind of hoping Seth Curry goes on the mark. I mean, he's been someone that kind of been talked about for a while as Lakers need to get Seth Curry to the Lakers. Then it just never happened.
We talk about him all, even in free agency.
So many times. If he could get onto that buyout market, that'd be super interesting. Red Arts staff, he said PJ the Lakers isn't too bad. So yeah, PJ Tucker on the Lakers, a veteran defensive presence. That would be fun. We got Doug McCain said, all Rob is doing is constantly turning over this roster, save for LeBron and AD. Reaves is the 3rd longest tenured Laker. It's Rob's 7th season. He's more preller than bringing a little baseball into there.
Shout out to the Padres.
Yeah, I mean, the Lakers every year have pretty much turned over their roster.
I mean, we talked about this last time we were doing Lakers 248 roundtable with Doug McCain. We said that we kind of just want to buy a jersey and not have to worry about
continuity.
So,
I mean, there's something about. I mean, here's the thing: my D'Angelo Russell jersey I bought 8 years ago is now back in style. So there's something to say about that. But yeah, I mean, continuity at some point is big. The only problem is continuity when you're 27 and 25 and losing games you shouldn't be losing isn't the best when you have a almost 40-year-old LeBron James on your team.
Facts.
So,
and you also got to wonder, Noah, is this the front office taking a stand and saying, LeBron, we're not going to adhere to you wanting to trade?
Yeah, I mean, he put that emoji the hourglass emoji. Now, was that about Darvin Ham? Was that about a trade? Who knows? Lakers ended up winning 2 big games after that against the Celtics and the Knicks.
Yeah. And, I also think that what if his plan didn't really work out? Because I think he sat out that Celtics game kind of hoping that the Lakers were going to struggle and get blown out big time.
And then they would win.
And then
now they look like, okay, we got some role players on our team.
Rob, Jeannie, all, like the front office, they look at it and they're like, these guys did it without them.
And then LeBron comes back, AD comes back, and then they beat a really good Knicks team in New York. That's back-to-back great wins. Red Art Staff said only Lakers jersey that's safe as a custom one. Yeah, at this point, you may as well put your name on the back of a jersey because, it's safe.
Is that LeBron James in the chat?
Looks like LeBron's in the chat. Shout out LeBron. Raptors are keeping Bruce Brown, and we have 10 seconds until the trade deadline. Obviously, we're going to stay live a few more minutes because trades can trickle in after 12 o'clock. They have to be here's we go. 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay.
D'Lo's a Laker.
D'Lo is a Laker. We can confirm that. Now, what we don't know is trades can still, as long as they were filed by noon, then we'll have to see if they can still. So we'll have to very quickly watch, see if Woj Sham say anything. Toronto is keeping Bruce Brown. He's not going anywhere. We are going to wait 2-3 more minutes. Make sure nothing trickles in. Guys, the Lakers made 0 moves. D'Lo is a Laker. Austin Reaves is a Laker. Rui Hachimura is a Laker.
LeBron is a Laker.
LeBron, AD, they're all Lakers. They play tonight in 7 hours against the Nuggets. In 3 hours from now, we're getting Mamba the Kobe statue. They're wearing the Mamba jerseys tonight. D'Lo knows he's going to be with the Lakers. Maybe he plays, I don't know, he's not even playing great. Maybe he plays even better, knowing the team has trust in him. Let's see what this tweet said.
Celtics trade.
Delano Banton to the Blazers for a second-round pick. Heavily protected. So the Celtics just cleared. Okay, so now it looks like contenders are just clearing roster spots.
I think, they're getting ready
to go to the buyout market.
Yep.
So the question is, who is the biggest name? Is it Spencer Dinwiddie? Is it Marcus Morris? I mean, Joe Harris? Seth Curry might be there. We'll have to see. But the 76ers cleared some roster spots. The Suns have 2 roster spots. The Celtics just cleared a roster spot. We'll have to see what that means for the Lakers. Is Ham still a Laker? Question from Troll. As of this second, Darvin Ham is still a Laker. As of this second, he will still be coaching.
D'Lo is the Lakers. The best thing that could have happened at this deadline. I mean, that was the big question coming into this.
The Bulls are keeping Andre Drummond. That's just
old
friend, old Laker, Andre Drummond.
Yeah, I was not about that. A lot of people were saying maybe Drummond back, but he admitted when he signed with the Brooklyn Nets after the Lakers that he couldn't handle the spotlight in LA, and that's okay. Not everyone can.
It's not for everybody. All right. Some questions in the stream. The Lakers stand pat. 1, are you happy with that decision? Are you happy that D'Lo is still a Laker? 2, who was your top target on the buyout market? We've kind of mentioned a handful of names. Obviously, more will trickle in, but in this moment, who's your top target? And are you happy that the Lakers are standing pat? Again, in 7 hours from now, all the players that you saw a few days ago will be wearing those Mamba jerseys, and they will be repping Kobe at the Crypto.com arena. Yeah, Philip said, D'Lo, Laker, best thing that could happen at the deadline. Yeah, D'Lo is still here. He's been absolutely balling, averaging over 23-6 last 11 games. So he's going to get a chance to ride it out. And here's the thing. We've seen regular season D'Lo play well. We've seen first-round playoff D'Lo play well. But D'Lo needs to prove that he can be a really good starting point guard come deep into the playoff because he was not that against the Nuggets. And the Lakers got swept. And D'Lo's going to get his chance.
Yep.
So,
and if he keeps up this production, that $18 million player option next year, he completely deserves that and more. 100%. At that point, you need to start talking extension. If he continues this production, takes it into the postseason, and he doesn't disappear against a team like Denver or another top like a Minnesota and OKC, if he balls out, he completely deserves that money. And, it's really going to be a great comeback story because like you said, everybody saw him sign that contract in the offseason and everybody assumed he was going to be getting traded. And, it's been a lot of jokes around him, but I do think that the majority of Laker fans want to see him ride out his legacy and find a home.
It'd be nice
if he balls out, sign that man to a 4-year deal. Yeah. Give him some security that he's going to be here and not get moved.
Comments flying in here. Doug McCain said, question Lakers need to answer. What is the best resort in Cancun? Doug, it's not too late for the Lakers to still go on a run like they did last year. Red Art Staffy. Oh, Troll. You go with Troll first.
He said, well, let's hope the Lakers can tighten their game up. Everybody knows they can do good when they click in. Just they did win in season. No, I agree 100%. I think LeBron James said it himself that the Lakers, they can beat any team on any given night. They could also get smacked by any team on any given night. We've seen so much inconsistency. It's like they get up for the big games, but it's like those Charlotte games, those Rockets games.
All right, we got a trade that came through. Warriors are trading Corey Joseph to the Pacers.
Oh, man, I thought you were going to...
I know. I said Warriors and you got excited.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Andrew Wiggins.
Corey Joseph to the Pacers. So the Pacers add Doug McDermott.
So, guys, stay here. We might have some stuff
We're going to wait a few more minutes until we get that tweet from Woj that says no more trades were made. So we got...
No, this kind of gives me vibes from the first year LeBron was in LA and Lonzo and Kuzma and all them guys. They didn't know if they were going to get traded.
No idea.
And then they all celebrated right afterwards. I think that's going to be these young Lakers right now.
I mean, I hope that D'Lo just goes absolutely off tonight at the Crypto.com arena after.
I agree.
After they kept him, I think fans are going to be excited. I think he's going to get a big ovation today. I think fans are going to be happy that D'Lo is still there.
We got Brian Gomez, not happy. Our inconsistent team will have to hustle to the very end.
Yeah,
again.
I mean, it's going to be like last year. This team is going to have to just find some chemistry. Inconsistent's a great word. Last year, they got consistent at the right time. I mean, last year, they got hot at the right time. They went on a run all the way to the Western Conference Finals. This year, they don't have that jolt, like I said, that the trade deadline gave them. So it's going to have to be these players saying, okay, we're here. This is our team. We have continuity. The Lakers made no changes all year long. I mean, yeah, the buyout market might be one, but we're gonna have to see. I mean, the Lakers' biggest
trade deadline has officially passed, and the Lakers stood pat. Team sources told The Athletic the organization will now turn its attention to the buyout market. Longer term, they plan to pursue a third star via this summer with their 3 movable first-round draft picks from Jovan Buha of The Athletic.
So kind of like we knew, Lakers are focused on a third star in the offseason, which makes sense because they'll have 3 first-round picks to trade then, which they'll actually have assets.
Yep. And
yeah, buyout market. So we've already mentioned a lot of names who could potentially be on that buyout market. Will we know who's going to be there for sure? Not yet. In a few days, we will. Let's see. We got Red Art Staff. He said D'Lo dropping 30 tonight. Yeah, in the Momager's, we'd love to see that.
We need it.
I270 Shuffle said 1, no, 2, yes. Ham needs to get better to make the team better, learn to work the clocks and timeouts, motivate to make everyone accountable. Yeah, I mean, if Darvin Ham can get this team going a little bit, get this team rolling, this team still has the pieces. I mean, LeBron, AD, Reaves, D'Lo, Rui, I mean, they have the pieces. And Max Christie, like you said, has been playing well. Maybe Gabe Vincent comes back and starts shooting the ball a little bit. Yeah. I mean, like he was supposed to do something. Maybe Christian Wood can find a better role. I don't know. I mean, clearly the Lakers didn't want to change anything drastically. They couldn't even find a minor deal like they did last year when they traded like Patrick Beverly for Mo Bamba. Thanks. They didn't even find something like that. So Jackson Hayes is a Laker. Christian Wood's a Laker. Gabe Vincent's a Laker.
The whole gang's back together. So I mean, something that I do find interesting, though. So they said longer term, they plan to pursue a third star via trade this summer. Third star. That means they're in their assumption that LeBron James is going to be back picking up his $55 million player option for the 2025 season. I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah. So that means the Lakers are under the impression that LeBron and AD are back next year. A lot of money, about $100 million between the two of them. And then they want to go out and get a third star, whether that be, Trae Young is going to be in the talks. Donovan Mitchell is always going to be in the talk. I mean, there are other players out there. It'll be interesting. I mean, LeBron, age 40, AD, having one of his best seasons of his career this year. You definitely need a guard type player. I mean, we're always going to talk about Kyrie Irving as that third star of what could have been, when Ramona Shelburne reported that he went to the Lakers playoff games, was trying to recruit with LeBron, whether it be in Dallas or in Los Angeles. But yeah, here we are. Lakers stand pat. This time, for the first time in a while, they preach continuity.
Yep.
And they're 27-25 right now. Huge game tonight against the Nuggets. In 3 hours from now, Kobe statue gets unveiled. We will be there. If you're going to be there, come say hi to us. If you're not going to be there, make sure to go on the All Lakers YouTube channel. Make sure to go on the All Lakers.
Follow us on Twitter. We're going to have a lot of
Twitter. We're going to have everything we see. We're going to be doing fan interviews, have a lot of fun.
Follow us on @LA Sports Report. That's our bigger branch here. Follow us @LA Sports Report on Instagram. Yep. We're going to have a lot of reels, a lot of special exclusive stuff there. Me and Noah are going to head out right after this stream.
We're going to have a lot of great stuff from that. What we're not going to have is a new Lakers roster to look forward to, because here we are. Lakers stand pat at the trade deadline. Not a single move to be made. Is that the right decision? Only time will tell. In a few weeks from now, as the playoff race heats up, we'll see where the Lakers stand in the play-in tournament. But everyone who was in this stream, thank you so much for joining us. We had a great time. We thought it'd be a little more exciting with DeJounte Murray or someone big getting moved. Unfortunately, he's still with the Hawks. We'll see in the offseason what the Lakers do. But make sure to subscribe to the All Lakers channel. We're going to have tons of great content, especially talking about these rumors of the offseason. If the Lakers want a third star, first we're going to start with buyout market. And then in the third star in the offseason, we're going to have a lot of fun talking about who that might be. So make sure to subscribe. Make sure to head to alllakers.com for all the latest news on the buyout market. And thank you all for hanging out with us. We had a great time. This was Noel Sanchez. Follow him on the socials @NoiseByNoel. I'm Noah Cameras. You can follow me on the socials @Noah Cameras. And thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, go Lakers.
Go Lakers. And we'll see you guys today at the Statue of Billy.